Lesson 2. What is a research gap? Simply put, a research gap indicates an area within scholarly study that has not been specifically researched with conclusive findings, meaning the question is either unanswered or no one has taken the time to complete primary research, i.e., their own personal research, not Google. So uncovering a research gap may provide you with a new opportunity altogether, or perhaps enhance your current objective. While a research gap may typically apply when composing a lit review, or should I say, an in-depth review of scholarly articles, in addition to your own primary research in a lot of cases, you will not be required to do so while validating your idea, or at least with me. So I have found it rather helpful to know the following about your industry or the area in which you plan to go into. Has anyone previously explored what you are attempting to accomplish? This may tell you something. It may tell you either A, everyone else turned away for a reason, it was too challenging, too time consuming, or demanded too great resources for it to be worthwhile, or B, something that still needs to be discovered, or something that you could study within this particular industry or objective that you're looking to uncover. And a lot of it is subjective. You're not going to know it until you actually go to do it or learn it for yourself. I mean, what may be difficult for one person may not be so difficult for you. So if there have been others that have attempted to do what you seek to accomplish, were they successful? And if so, why or why not? What did they miss? Do you have the missing piece that they needed? Or does someone else have it? Is there any particular reason as to why or why not? Again, usually it boils down to just a few things: cost, time, resources, and then profit, meaning in which you can have the best idea in the world. But if I have to suck up all this energy and all these resources just to make, $2, I mean, come on, you could be contributing that energy and those resources into something else that could probably do far much better. So now you don't want to go down the rabbit hole of why or why not, but you do want to know what are the roadblocks and headaches that you may possibly avoid. In other words, leverage the knowledge behind other people's mistakes. And time again, I see so many people miss that. It's not just your mistakes that you learn from, but you could get 20, 30, 40 years ahead just by learning from other people's mistakes and saving yourself the heartache. Smoochbox. When I researched the janitorial industry for Smoochbox, I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours doing research and reporting my findings. This was because I had completed the research through a couple university courses which had requirements built into the curriculum. After doing so, I can assure you that a lot of the information that I gathered could have waited for a later time, presumably once I picked up some steam within the company. At that point, you could just hire someone to complete research. However, what I did learn was extremely helpful, and here's what it is in a nutshell. The most important thing you want to find out when completing your research is if the venture is worth the risk. More specifically, is it going to be worth your time, energy, and capital? And I know I've already stated this, but again, I think it's certainly worth restating here. Within the next lesson, we will go over research gaps a bit further in depth. Not too deep, just keeping it simple, searching a few key terms, seeing what's out there, taking a peek at a few abstracts to know if the article is worth reading. That's what the abstract's for. Or to essentially give you insight as to what the longer article is, thus saving you time when you read the abstract, because the abstract is valuable too. I would never ask you to go through what I had to when conducting my research in my university courses. Most people would be turned off and just quit. Additionally, the time commitment may be prohibitive to getting started in the first place. Essentially, you want to do one of the following: validate, fail, or win quickly, or even fail quickly, more importantly, or else it becomes costly. And again, that's going back to you, your time, energy, and capital.